the rest of the plan is simple.
I farm a shit ton, we do a massive round 13 rush, and we pray for a good fourth. Oh, fuck me, dude. Fuck.
With what?
Hi guys, Smoothblade here. Sorry I had to witness that little intro I made. But this is gonna be the first video in a series of videos of comparing mechanics of flash and mobile battles. Now as you can see I do have BTD 5 open here, but that's just gonna be for demonstration purposes for other things. So this video will be about specifically stuns. In this case I'm gonna be talking about the 4x bomb tower, the X3 Ninja, and the Mortar ability. What all three of these have in common is that they stun because, as you can see, when it uses the ability, it stuns the target in place for a few seconds, for a bit of time. Different for each one. So, they all have a common stun, so as you can see for the Balloon Impact, it stuns for like half a second. Flash Bomb, it stuns for about maybe a bit longer than that, and the Mortar ability stalls each one for 5 seconds, as you can see by the description. This is important to keep in mind because the way that stuns on both Flash and Mobile stack is different, and it's important when combining either of those towers. So, since the 4x bomb tower stuns for only half a second, it's important to keep in mind when also using Mortar with it. So, when you're using both of these towers, you want to make sure you don't use your Mortar ability at the same time, because what happens on Flash is that when you use a stun and it stacks, the stun will cancel out the previous stun and replace it with its own stun. So when you use a Mortar's ability, it should stun a balloon for 5 seconds. As you can see here, it stalls for quite a while. But if I do the Mortar again and insert a 4-0 bomb tower into this, it interrupts the stun and brings it back up and causes it to be interrupted, which in a pinch can be very has the potential to be very dangerous, meaning you probably have to use more stuns if you want to use both of them. Like, if you're gonna be using a bomb tower defense and you're using mortar stall to defend, you need to be careful that your 4-0 bomb tower isn't gonna leak a bunch of balloons. On mobile, however, the way stacking stuns works is a bit different. Say for instance you have the bomb tower again, the 4-0, and it stuns a balloon for a brief moment. Well, on mobile it stuns for a bit longer, and it actually seems to attack twice in the time that it takes the balloon to get unstunned. So the way that stuns work on mobile, when they stack, it just doesn't stack. So, say once again you do the bomb tower and mortar scenario, you need to make sure you time your mortar ability very carefully, because if you use your mortar ability at the same time that a balloon is stunned, it will just not do anything. As you see, the balloon stayed unstunned from the mortar, which can be dangerous again if you're using something like bomb sniper mortar in mobile and you're forced to mortar stall balloons. Make sure that you either try not to have too many balloon impacts or just don't bother using mortar stall. Try not to use both because it will mess with you if it goes wrong. Here's a second scenario for how stun stacking doesn't work in mobile. Say you have in this case I have the bomb tower specialty on and level 8 monkey lab research. As you can see from this bomb tower shooting at a ceramic, it will remain relatively perma-stunned. It'll only move just a little bit in between attacks, effectively shutting it down very well. However, If I also add a 2-0 monkey village to the jungle drums that increases the attack speed, and do the same ceramic, it attacks faster, but the ceramic moves a lot more in between. Reason being is the bomb tower attacks too fast for its stun, so the stun will just be cancelled out and it'll start moving in between. Another important thing to keep in mind is that if you're trying to stall Moabs or BFBs with a mortar, on Flash it's very easy to permanently stall a BFB. Like, as you can see, you just do it as you just stall as fast as you can, and the BFB stays permanently stunned. That's because every time you use the stun on a previously stunned balloon, it will renew the stun and if it's the same stun every time, it'll just keep it perma-stunned. This is not the case on mobile, because on a mortar stall will stun a Moab for 5 seconds and a BFB for about 2.5 seconds, or something like that. So when you're using mortar stall, if you use the first one on the Moab and then you use the second one before the first one wears off, the second one will just do nothing and the Moab will just keep moving. To effectively mortar stall Moabs on mobile, you need to make sure you use the second one just as the first one expires, and you'll be able to effectively halt the Moab. However, in late game, this gets difficult to do because you'll be stalling both Moabs and BFBs, especially with Ninja Mortar. So if you're trying to stall Moabs and BFBs at the same time, you need to choose between either one. Because BFBs will get stunned for a shorter amount of time, and if you want to keep them perma-stunned, you need to let the Moabs move forward a little bit because you're using it in between the more other stalls. As a result, it gets difficult to stall late game. Personally, I like that the mortar isn't as good on mobile like it is on Flash where you can perma stall, because it allows the balloon chipper to still be usable. Because since the balloon chipper can't suck in ZOMGs anymore, it's still able to perma stall BFBs and Moabs if you've seen late game videos. Now, other towers can stun, like the Ice Tower and the Sniper for Moab class balloons, but they're their own separate stun. They won't be affecting the other stuns. Overall, stuns across both versions are very strong and have the potential to win you games. However, they're also easy to misuse, so hopefully this video can help clear up any problems you might have. Yeah, this video was messy as far as quality and gameplay went, but hopefully you learned something new from this video. Feel free to comment any feedback or your own experience with stalls. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll most likely have another of these videos out soon.
In the moment only now. Yeah, so we gon' be